My belief is that we should be centering the voices and experiences of the most marginalized people and communities at all times. So when I think about what fat liberation looks like to me, it looks like centering the voices and the experiences of those who live in and who maneuver through spaces and institutions in a fat body. It looks like making accessible spaces and having conversations that are aware of the fact that people have different bodies and that they are interacting with space and people and institutions and communities in a different way. Fat liberation looks like fully embracing those differences and having those conversations instead of shying away from them. To learn more about fat liberation and the campaign for size freedom that Dove is supporting, visit dove.com/size freedom. Tap in, join the campaign, support the campaign. This is important.
What's going on, everyone? Jeremy here from The Quartering. I hope you're having an absolutely wonderful day. I woke up to excellent news, and that is that Dove Soap has done it again, this time promoting fat liberation and hiring an individual who works for BLM and made sure she got a white student expelled over a lie. Yes, this is an excellent time to reconsider your soaps out there. Lord knows this woman was going to need a lot of it, but that's neither here nor there. Quick shout out. Coffee Brand Coffee's fall flavors are in stock. This is my coffee company. We brew it ourselves, roast it. I personally dial in every single flavor. And the two most popular fall flavors from last year, Spiked Jack-o'-lantern is back. Sorry, this was the most popular. And then we rolled out a new one, Pumpkin Pie, which is super delicious with a little plain creamer in it. Promo code Under Attack. You'll save 15% off. Link in the description. We also have premium unflavored coffees and a dozen organic teas and real cacao cocoa and stuff like that. So I'd love to earn your business today. Ziana Bryant is hired by Dove to promote, quote, fat liberation, despite ruining white student's life over misheard remark at BLM protest. Dove is partnered with a black activist accused of ruining a white student's life over a, quote, misheard remark to promote fat liberation in bizarre and controversial new campaign. The beauty brand has teamed up with this loser, a community organizer and student activist studying at the University of Virginia in Charlottesville. Bryant, who's 22, claimed that she had overheard a white student named Morgan Benninger threatening BLM protesters in Charlottesville in July 2020 after she used the phrase speed bumps while describing the protest she saw. By the way, that's not even like that big of a deal. I mean, I remember saying you're too ugly to be a hood ornament and things like that. He didn't actually intend to do it. He didn't run into the crowd. Benninger was the subject of a torrent of insanity online and a campaign to remove her from the staff. Staff and students ganged up against her and scuppered her future prospects. Despite the controversy, Dove has chosen Bryant as one of their, quote, paid partners, a loose advertising and promotional tie-up similar to Bud Light offered to Dylan Mulvaney. Last week, posted on Instagram a video declaring she was a Dove ambassador and discussing fat liberation, a campaign to end the stigma of being overweight. Well, being overweight is largely a choice. I say that as a fat. The stigma is self-inflicted. And I don't think this type of stuff is going to do anything to destigmatize it.
My belief is that we should be centering the voices and experiences of the most marginalized people and communities at all times. So when I think about what fat liberation looks like to me, it looks like centering the voices and the experiences of those who live in and who maneuver through spaces and institutions in a fat body. It looks like making accessible spaces and having conversations that are aware of.
This is right up the same alley as, people who weigh 500 pounds, all airplanes should give them special accommodations. This, again, is a choice that most people make, or lack of choices to get healthy. I say that, again, as a fat.
Of the fact that people have different bodies and that they are interacting with space and people and institutions and communities in a different way.
Look, this is this new generation of of kids, Gen Z, it's like they expect everybody in the world to accommodate whatever it is that ails them. They make their problems everybody else's problems, their mental health issues, their lifestyle choices, their being overweight. Everybody else has to deal with that crap, okay? I don't care. I don't think being overweight makes you a bad person. I don't think overweight people are evil or, any less than anyone else. And I don't think really anybody does. Young kids make fun of fat people or whatever, okay? But it's like, whatever, all right? All of these things are going to come to a screeching halt, by the way. You just keep watching the economy and we keep seeing more and more layoffs. We'll see how much time companies have to piss away money on stuff like this. Hashtag Dove Partner Fat Liberation is something we should all be talking about, wrote Bryant. That's why I'm partnering with Dove to support the NAF official Flair for Justice campaign for, quote, size freedom. In an accompanying clip, Bryant, who is proudly plus sized herself, I just think she'd be on plus. I mean, she was roundly condemned. Bryant's 27,000 followers on Instagram responded with an outpouring of support, praising her for promoting, quote, fat liberation. I'll tell you what, as a fat, there's nothing more liberating than losing weight. When you don't need to ask for the seatbelt extender on the airplane, or you don't get out of breath as easy, or you instead of going 1 mile on the treadmill that day, you go 2 miles. That's real liberation, not forcing your fatness on everyone else, making it everyone else's problem. She was roundly condemned on social media after news of her role in Bettinger's cancellation was first shared by Reason magazine, with Dove now potentially in the frame for blowback over its close acquaintance with Bryant. The soap brand has long associated itself with woke causes, pushing body positivity. Well, yeah, because the bigger you are, the more soap you need. I mean, that's just true. You got a lot more surface area, so they sell you more soap. Earlier this year, obviously we know Dylan Mulvaney. Bryant says in recent years, making a name for herself as an activist. Her website says she began campaigning as a child. At the age of 12, the organization, her first demonstration was a rally for Trayvon Martin. Oh, that's another interesting one. I think that these stupid brands are pretty hilarious. Every time these have these self-inflicted wounds, they're going to look back and be like, oh, what's happening? Bettinger said that she told the truck driver who was in front of her and blocking her way that it's a good thing that you are here because otherwise people would have been speed bumps. That's what she actually said. But this woman ruined her life. Of course, Bryant tweeted that Bettinger had said that the protesters would make good speed bumps, a particularly chilling reference following what happened. Of course, Bettinger was quickly identified with the revelation that she was pro-police and with a late father who had worked as a police officer, further outraging her critics. By the way, even if she said you guys would make good speed bumps, there's nothing wrong with that. You're allowed to say that. If you're blocking the road, you're allowed to say that kind of stuff. Of course, the most damningly, the report which brought forth was because of Bryant's complaint found that Bryant most likely did not even hear Bettinger make the comment firsthand. No eyewitnesses were able to corroborate Bryant's version of the events. Based on Bryant's immediate and surprised tone following the second and third parties' reply, they found that it's more than likely not that at the moment Bryant first learned that Bettinger made a statement, blah, blah, blah. So she lied. She lied, and the internet ruined her life for it. I mean, I don't really know. I mean, again, this is the same company that says we need more wheelie people in video games, and we need more Down syndrome people in video games. Why? Because idiots like and retweet this stuff and they buy their soap. I don't have any issues with wheelie enabled people being in video games. Why don't you just make your own video game that does it then? It's so insane. Dove partners with BLM activists to promote fat liberation after she was accused of getting a white student wrongly expelled. Well, she did get her wrongly expelled. She didn't hear it. She later said, I may have misheard. She backed off and, redid the story. Fat liberation is something we should talk about. You got to be kidding me. Oh, cute girl. So this is yeah. I don't know. This is such a 2023 story. I don't know any other way to describe it. I hope you enjoyed this video. Make sure if you're fat, you liberate yourself by tweeting and writing Instagram posts. That's one way to liberate yourself, apparently, and then ruining other people's lives. Of course. Oh God. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure you leave a like on it. We'll talk to you again real soon.